What's next for the Dreamcatchers?
There's a few things that, and I'm only gonna speak for Columbus moves just because there's a lot of things he's doing there. But as far as Columbus goes, one, we plan on finishing a collaborative album produced by Dreamcatchers that we put out. So we'll do the album art, we'll do the mixing, mastering, production. We'll do everything except be the artist and have it be a Columbus project. And so I would like to get that done by June. There's another thing that I'm not sure. We're kind of working on it right now. There's one thing that we want to accomplish is kind of letting the cat out the bag too, but do a juvenile center tour, and it'll be on a kind of on a positive note where we'll have one or two motivational speakers, one or two artists, and we'll tour different juvenile centers in Ohio. And I'm not even sure, how that'll go. I don't know the end goal to that, but I think we always try to see try to find a different path or what's something different and creative that we can do. And I mean, if everything is not going to be profit oriented, so that was just something different that might have a good influence, and it might flake out, who knows. But that's one thing that we're talking about doing. We're doing a lot of rebranding right now, so I don't want to speak too far on that either, but merchandise this year, and like I said, videos is one thing that I would love to be in the forefront of this year. Not solely, but there's not a lot of people doing videos here. There's a few solid people and they do great video work, but I'd love to kind of be side by side with a lot of these people, and it might take me a few years, but I'd like to definitely get a solid step forward on videos. So videos, compilation album project, also a beat tape. So what we're doing is we're going to, not a lot of people want to just sit and listen to beats. When you put out a beat tape, a lot of people don't want to just sit and listen to beats. The average person doesn't want to sit and listen to beats, really. So they probably get a lot of artists that will, but what we like to do is take a lot of songs that people love and people know all the words to, and that people rock out regardless of what it is, like Throw Some D's, or we did a Sexual Seduction remix. People know and rock to that song regardless of when it is. And so what we're gonna do is redo the track, reproduce the track, and put our own touch on it, and to give the feel of like when somebody listens to it, like almost like it's a new song, but you still know the words. Like it feels like my first time listening to it, but I still know the words, so that you get the artist touch, you get the mainstream touch of like, you could produce something mainstream because this is Snoop on this, or this is whoever, and it sounds like it came out originally this way. And so we'll put out a beat project, a production project, and it'll be like that. So production project, compilation project, juvenile center tour that'll be called Behind Bars, and a few other things that I won't let out yet. So
Where did the name the Dreamcatchers come from?
See, good question. This is why we're rebranding. Because so we've been from 8th grade. We started out as live entertainment, living in view of entertainment. So that would technically be living in view of entertainment. That was stupid, didn't even make sense. So, and I don't even know why I called it that. Then we went to, I believe 9th grade was Fly Society, and I think there was already a Fly Society. Yeah, so everybody's hip to that. That was brand new. So we had to cut that out. We kind of just flew with Fly Society for like 2 years. Didn't really do too much with that, but kept producing and things like that. Senior year, I went to a military academy in Virginia, and I did a lot of production there because after all my free time, it's not like I could just go anywhere. I would just go back to my room and produce. And all the creators kind of flowed together and ended up being about 4 or 5 people that at some point me and Ross, I don't know where we came up with it, but we called ourselves the Dreamcatchers. Didn't have anything to do with the Dreamcatcher or Native American, history or culture, anything like that. I don't know where it came from. We just like came up with it. And it was me, him, and like 4 or 5 other people. And I graduated. I think it was just a social thing. A lot of those people I love still to this day, but I graduated and me and him were still doing our thing, and we ended up kind of splitting off from them and continuing to produce, and just we kept ourselves as the Dreamcatchers. So it really has no correlation to anything Native American, anything that has to do with a Dreamcatcher. We are the Dreamcatchers, and that's, I can't even say that it came from any specific origin, but we want to rebrand it to where, or we're in the process of rebranding, and you'll kind of see that in a few months. But I want to be able to take away the image of a Dreamcatcher, a Native American Dreamcatcher in your head when you hear the Dreamcatchers. Like when you say the Dreamcatchers, you need to be seeing what we want you to see.
When you listen to a record, how do you know what you will sample from it?
Originally, when I hear something, it could be in a movie theater, in the middle of a movie, or whatever it is. There's a drum or there's a sound, some sort of, there's something that catches my ear that I'm like, I don't necessarily hear an end product to it, but it catches my ear, like, yeah, I need that, and what I usually do, if I'm not, a lot of times I don't go look for samples. I'll hear it just listening to music in my day-to-day, or watching a movie or something like that, or I'll be in the mall. And so what I'll put it up on my phone, I'll screenshot it, and then when I sit down to produce, I'll go through my photos and see what I've screenshotted, and I'll listen to that. But a lot of times I don't even use what I hear in the first place. I'll cut up a whole sample, I'll listen to the whole thing, and it really never comes out how I hear it in the end. But there's always a sound or a drum or something that catches my ear that leads me to something else in the track, or that alone. So yeah, usually it's just something that catches my ear.
How does working in 2 different cities work as far as producing records?
Great question. You got some good questions here. So we grew up together. That's family. So I wouldn't have picked a different partner. Our communication is on point. I think that, well, for one, we share Dropbox. If anybody knows about Dropbox, it's real simple. We put up we could both, either he produces a full track, or I produce a full track, or I put up something unfinished, or he puts up something unfinished. And a lot of times it'll just be him putting up tracks and I'm putting up tracks, and then every now and then I'll go and see if he's put up anything new, and vice versa. So one, just being able to, thank God for technology. It's just easy like that for us to put up stuff on the same, and have it basically on the same computer. And 2, we just have great communication. We talk a few times a week, and every time I think of an idea or vice versa, he'll call me or I'll call him and say, hey, what do you think about this? Do you think this will work? What do you think about this idea? How can we move this? You know what I'm saying? So it's really easy, honestly, because of our communication. But obviously I would prefer it in one city, but I would also prefer it in 2 different cities because we work in 2 spots, but it's fairly easy.